they're going to have to bring up something special here to really make sure that Top Esports don't run away with this.
Yeah, WE, on the other hand, I mean, might only be 4-2, but that's because 4-2, they haven't played all that many series yet. TES definitely coming in the favorite, even off of the spanking that they were given by JDG the other day. And you know what? We're just going to head straight into it. The beautiful background anytime we are playing in WE's arena. It is my favorite one. And picks and bans relatively tame. We get the Varus coming out for Hope, which I think is good, and is one of the champions that he has done quite well out in the past. And we get it alongside the Blitzcrank machine. That means more picks and more action.
Absolutely. I love the Blitzcrank as well. Again, it's just such a strong pick into Emilio. Catch him out, burn him down, and take him out. And for WE, this is a good opportunity here. They did lose against TT recently. That wasn't a great kind of opportunity for them. They're actually on a 2-loss streak, I believe, against TT, and I think they lost to OMG as well. Both went to 2-1s, and unfortunately, they weren't able to kind of confirm that victory. So, but this is kind of a great litmus test, a great temperature check, if you will, for WE to see where are they? How are they feeling? What is the kind of, vibe for this team coming into the kind of postseason potential for top 10?
I think especially when you look at how like this game, how they've drafted and how they'll be able to interact with TS in this game, already going for counter jungling, splitting the map, getting some aggressive wards down, and they have great peel, right? You have like Emperor's Divide, Chains of Corruption. You're gonna have a Poppy denying the entry of from people like Xi'an and Rookie. So if they can get into the mid game in a stable place, I really like the tools that WE have to be able to peel for their 2 carries.
Yeah, really like that we're seeing here from both these teams. I think that the kind of long-range engage option with Wayward kind of honestly, I feel like the Ornn is the only real option he could have went for here, because you look at the side of Top Esports, you got the Ari, the Kazakhs, the Emilio. No one really got to be kind of standing up with you and kind of going that aggressive to stand in front of people. So I like having the Ornn here because it gives you that long-range engage. And speaking of engages, we're going to see the hook after the cleanse. Jackie Love taking a fair chunk of damage. Iwandi looking the worst for wear after it, and it's just so difficult to really make that play work. That was a flash and ignite just for a cleanse.
Hung might be able to find this probably a bit too long trying to finish those ones off. Was spotted on the ward, but if Jackie Love and
level 3 though.
Cat kept going.
He is level 3. Jackie Love would have to flash. They definitely know. So if they lose, if they get killed to this is 100% on them. But Top Esports looking to try and create their own pressure. That's a flash from Shanks, as he recognizes as soon as he gets charmed, he's probably dead. And Top Esports' bot lane will back themselves away. So, oh my gosh. Oh my god. I thought he got it. I thought he got it. I was like, there's no way. But now Shanks might be in a bit of trouble. Flash in with the charm. You just rinse and repeat. Very easy first blood there for Top Esports.
Great play from Rookie. When you look at the side lanes with kind of how the exchange of bot just went, with now Hope and Iwandi pushing in with the support of Hung, and with Cube just able to win out in this matchup in a 1v1, no lanes having pressure for TS. So now that you've found this first kill, you've blown a flash, it's going to be a great reprieve for them, and give them a lane that team can now start to reliably play around.
Well, we do have ourselves a little bit of a pause. So we're going to coming back to us, but hopefully, we are able to use the power of
being
behind to bring us right back to where we should be. So maybe we're not as maybe we're even less behind than I even think we are, or maybe we're still paused. I don't know. It's a very hard thing to do when you're kind of dealing with yourself back in time, but for the moment, it is a bit of a pause. I believe we should be able to get an update at some reason why it was, and hopefully catch ourselves back up if we are in fact caught up at all.
Yeah, so apparently Wayward reported a device problem, and the live game did resume, so hopefully we're going to be able to follow suit quite shortly. It is kind of weird. I feel like, okay, we're getting shots of players. I can't remember what team it was, but I remember the other day I casted a series where some team is just sitting under their tower, know they're going to die to a dive. That's like what it is, having to be in a pause that you already know is ended. You just know that what fate has delivered to you, and there's nothing you could do about it, despite that it shouldn't happen. Know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, that's a fair way to put it. That means that we do skip the pause, so that's a very nice way for us to come back into this game. We should hopefully see if there's any kind of movement now. Good start here for Top Esports as they kind of build themselves a little bit. We look at the replay here, and again, it just kind of becomes a really easy thing for them to kind of call, because they know that once the hook is down bot, immediately, as soon as he saw the Blitzcrank hook didn't hit, he's like, cool, I don't need to go bot anymore.
No, yeah, feels relieved, and Rookie going with the flash charm. with no flash on the Azir, not being able to skirt away with his abilities either, assuming he just had used them to trade aggressively and get that wave in. Oh, that was, I feel like
Not
that was
quite.
so hype. That was so hype. Hung
Yeah.
finds him. It's like, Rookie's going to go down. Rookie has those sums. Then Hung just scurries away.
Yep, and just going to see a little bit of a trade back as well from Shanks and TN as we look to see where these kind of teams want to kind of prioritize. And the thing is as well, I feel like when you have the Varus and you're able to put down this early pressure, which looks like it's going to be more of the lethality poke Varus, has gone with the tier first and foremost, but I think that you definitely feel like you want to start stacking these dragons as WE. You want to be able to put down this pressure, keep, you know, the kind of priority that you've been able to garner, and especially with the Blitzcrank being able to push this Aphelios and Milio underneath the tower. That would be my priority here for WE, but we'll see if Top Esports have anything to say about that.
Yeah, I feel like they're too afraid of, like, the potential ramifications around mid right now. You know, should lose out in the 2v2, even though Rookie's also missing flash. We're about to hit level 6s. His spear rush is going to be up and just having a ton more damage between Ahri, Kha'Zix, than you do Azir and Poppy. But maybe if you can, like, start leaning Iwandi over towards mid, try and find that pick with the hook, that then, you know, relieves pressure from Shanks. You can transfer that back down to bot, and that could be their window into picking up this Drake.
We'll see. You see TN hovering down towards his bot side. Maybe he wants to go for something himself, but for the moment, it's all quiet on the Rift. And we can kind of have a bit of a talk about Top Esports as well, because definitely had a disappointing spring considering the names on this roster. We're trying to figure out between Wayward and Xing Tian who would be the starter on the top side. But for the moment, they seem to have come into summer with an awful lot, you know, kind of stronger sense of self. They feel like they know exactly how they want to play. And honestly, I gotta say, you know, give it massive props as well. I feel like Rookie has massively stepped up in the last few series to really be the carry that we all know and love, and we've all been kind of waiting to see on an international stage once again.
Yeah, kind of barring the JDG series, but that one definitely needs an asterisk in general, like anyone playing against JDG right now.
Yeah, I mean, anyone JDG, I'd be like, you know what? It's all right.
Well, I like that you bring up this conversation, because I feel like especially when teams with, like, big name players lose, it just opens up the overreactions. Where I saw some takes like, oh, Top Esports are only, like, 7 wins because they've had an easy schedule. Which, it's like, all right, who do they have left realistically that's a favorite over them? BLG for sure, and then I guess you put OMG as a favorite over them too, probably if you're going off recent form. But even that one's close. Rookie? Okay, he's going to have Spear Rush, so he's going to be fine. Is he going to be fine, Rookie?
No flash to the land there. Rookie just dodged it out. But yeah, as you said, you know, BLG and OMG are the only kind of 2 major players they've left to play.
It. Yeah, it's like the overreactions out, and I get it because they have hype players who maybe sometimes are overhyped, sometimes aren't, like whatever it is. But point is, I think TS are still in a great spot with the schedule they have remaining. WE, IG, RA, Ultra Prime, AL, like they should take most of these series quite handily.
Absolutely, and even then, like even hypothetically, if they were to, you know, lose against OMG and BLG, they're still ending the split 12-4. That is an insane, like, kind of thing to go into it. To kind of put that into perspective, I believe in spring season, JDG and Edward Gaming and LNG all finished on 13-3. So, like, that's 1 series off of the rest of the teams that were on, you know, such incredible form in spring. So really does feel like, again, like you said, a couple of overreactions that come out from this roster and this team, and it's great to see. Again, we a lot of stop myself, great hook there, but Jackie Love's got some chakrams to build up there, and kind of keeps himself. Actually, that was more of a play to help Jackie Love get closer to the tower, to be honest with you, than anything else. But yeah, like again, I feel like Top Esports, definitely we had much higher expectations of them in spring. They did not lead up to them, but I gotta give props where props are due. They kept their ideas going. They you know, put their guns, you know, right beside them and said, no, we're sticking with these guys. We've no problem with this whatsoever. And they've made minimal changes apart from the top lane that was a little bit, you know, kind of volatile anyway. And it's been working out great.
And even looking at this game, right? One player we've talked about a lot this split has been Jackie Love, because he was a player who always was just so hit or miss, but has pretty much been entirely hit this split. It's given TS a very stable kind of carry in the mid to late game that they can count on, especially this game where TS aren't building up a huge lead. We kind of talked about a lot of the disengage. Okay, Jackie Love, you're just saying hello, but you know what? TS for a long time were our team that were still like pretty aggressive.
Oh, that's a good hook. Cleanse is not enough, though, as you've got yourself a cozy campfire there. The power of the Milio almost leading to a return kill there for WE, but just so much healing stops it. But again, we're seeing the power of the Blitzcrank. That's Cleanse burn. Must say for JackeyLove, not losing his flash is kind of incredible.
Yeah, and also Mark had to burn the heal. So heal and cozy campfire. Big engage!
Oh, that's a massive engage. Love the synergy coming out there from Hung and Shanks. Getting the steadfast presence up. Rookie will have to use a Spirit Rush to get away, and that's going to be Dragon here for WE. Exactly what I wanted to see them do. Focus, get that bot lane priority, turn it into objectives.
Doing a great job of waiting for a bit of an overextend coming out from TS to want to try and re-enter River through Tribrush. And yeah, they pounced quickly. They're able to convert that into an objective. And WE, I mean, even though TS came in as favorites, I think WE's still quite unknown about where they should even end up in the league, just again with the fact that they've only played 6 series. I mean, hell, TS have played 9, right? Played 3 more than them in such a short amount of time. If you missed out, W, you're going to have to play like 3 series next week, 4 the following, 3 the last. They're going to have to play multiple back-to-back days. And that really stymies things like your preparation.
Absolutely. And look, you're representing your country. You're always going to take that over most other things. But let's have a look at this replay, because, again, it's just a really smart move here from Shanks to recognize, look, you know what? We can go for this play, because with the steadfast presence, they have no escape.
Yeah, they were waiting for that re-engage. They knew that TS would probably be a little bit bold, trying to walk forward and re-enter River so they can dissuade WE from doing that Dragon, but they just opened themselves up from the pick. And now we're starting to see what I hit on earlier, right? Move Iwandi from lane, start to kind of bring him around mid and see if you could put a bit more punishment on Rookie.
Looking for a single hook. Actually, a Crown of the Shadow Queen has become the flavor of the Azirs. Double Sunfire as well. Technically triple, as Xi'an does have to kind of walk himself away from this one here. Shelly will get a push in this mid lane. 2 plates going over to the Poppy. Not the most ideal thing in the world. Rookie has ulted. Oh my lord, these hooks are so close for my Iwandi, but not going to get much else purchased from that. Not quite sure what we were expecting to happen here, to be perfectly honest, between both these teams. And that's just going to be kind of 4 plates unanswered given over here to the side of WE. Really great to see them kind of having this kind of control over the early game.
And this is exactly how WE were playing on their 4th series win streak against some of those lower tier teams. Is it was much more slow, like much more controlled. Like they thrived with the pace of games that we've been having. You could even see now, use the topside pressure, just zone Rookie off the turret, get even more plates down. And with how they know their comp scales, especially in terms of the formation that top esports are going to need to play, again, playing heavily off flanks, relying heavily on Wayward, getting like a great ultimate, and then Rookie moving around. I feel like WE feel like they're in such a chill spot right now. TS are going to have to be a little bit creative in terms of finding an avenue to get onto Shanks or Hope to even be able to bring them down. And look, we're back at a point where Summoner's up for both of them. You have your ults, and those are great self-peel tools.
Yeah, absolutely agree. We'll see Xi'an trying to see if he can secure his red buff, but this is not your buff no more. You're going to need the rest of your team to kind of come in here. There's going to be a 4v4 over a red buff, and yeah, I feel like top esports rightfully decide, you know what, probably not worth it. And ooh, good flash from Rookie. Gets him out of harm's way. Didn't have the Spirit Rush available to him, but Shanks trading his ult for a flash, that is always worth.
Yeah, taking away even more mobility from Rookie, once again making him a little bit limited in terms of wanting to play forward. Is about to have that Spirit Rush up, so it won't be too bad, but not going to be as easy as he'd like. Is TS trying to use the fact that they have 2 members bot, which is going to guarantee priority with Iwandi hanging here on mid, to try to collapse and like search for a pick around mid lane, but WE are just so comfortable and understand that, right? They know Varus is getting pushed in, Hope's communicating with that, and they're finding advantages on bot side. They're winning out in the top lane 1v1, and everything's just smooth sailing so far for WE.
Yeah. I'm not sure why Hope cancels autocrack there, but he did. And it does mean he misses a minion out of the 6, which is a little bit unfortunate. It does mean he keeps up equal on JackeyLove, so JackeyLove's very happy about that. It's about 1,000 gold lead. Mainly those plates that went over to Shelly and to plates. And honestly, so far, it's actually been all WE in terms of the neutrals. They got the first Dragon. They got the first Herald. They're being a little bit more proactive, I would say. And at the moment, it looks like it's Cube kind of just being able to kind of keep this Ornn away from those team fights. It's really proving to be such a... Again, like I said, there's very little hard engage from the side of top esports outside of the Ornn horns. You really need to have Wayward with his team if you want to try and start a fight.
Yeah, and I mean, any setup from, like, let's say if Rookie Spear rushed in and looked for a charm, unless someone like Hope or Shanks is egregiously overextended, you're always going to have Iwandi there who can, like, threaten a hook if you do Spirit rush in. It just feels like they have some of the tools to deal with this. So right now, TS are doing a good job. Kind of overload mid lane because WA have sent Cube down to bot side, and they know that. And that at least opens up for Top Esports to get this Herald and try and pull gold into their favor.
They do get the TP out of the Cassante. They're coming in. Nice 3-man knock-up, though, as Wayward tries to turn in on top of Iwandi. He's still fairly tanky. The Moonlight Vigil does land, but it's only onto Cube, and they brought Wayward underneath the turret all over a Rift Herald, which you haven't even confirmed yet. Shanks coming in from the bot side, or sorry, top side, does get charmed, will have his crown shattered, but his DPS is still nothing to be scuffed at. And honestly, I think as your WE, you take this win, you go down towards Dragon, you let them have the Rift Herald because you're stacking right now.
I agree. Definitely what they should look to do. I even would have been fine if they tried to, like, posture around long enough and look for a contest, because you hit on it. That was really their full engage power. Rookie had already blown Spirit Rush too, and you have, like, the poke from Avarson and Nazir. So I think they could have maybe put a bit more pressure on TES and try to challenge that, but that would just take away from, you know, the easy scaling, like you're saying, that they're setting up for. Also allowed Cube to get down to the spot lane faster, which pulls Wayward's TP out. So in a few minutes, you know, there will be a disparity where Cube does have TP advantage.
Let's have a look at the replay here, because again, Rookie looks like he's got him. And honestly, it's the Keeper's Verdict that keeps Hang alive, just like right at the last second.
Yeah, we're going to see here everything comes down, but not a whole lot of damage. And then great ulti to allow him to fall through. Flashes, manages to escape. And then Wayward really trying to commit for TS to be able to follow up on this fight. Goes a bit forward, and then Cassante pulling in with the old good chain CC coming out from Iwandi. Being in a position where your team can't follow up, and yeah, not a like real great place for especially Kha'Zix and Inari have to play out, like in that small choke, so close to an enemy turret. Wayward getting ahead of himself. And when you look at TS, we praised Jackie Love, right? And we said rookies had, you know, I'd say more on games than off. But I think when you look at Wayward specifically, has struggled. Xi'an has been kind of having some of his slower games. And that's why TS, I can understand why fans and players are so, like, volatile in terms of how they feel about TS, when, like, the roster, in terms of individuals who's performing, have been so hit or miss.
Absolutely. Great to see WE kind of taking the 2 losses and taking them on their chin, kind of saying, you know what, that's fine. We didn't play as well as we could have. And again, 2-1s. They were winning games in both of those series. And I do think that the TT one was definitely probably the more egregious. Maybe the fatigue finally hitting in. But so far, so good here from WE. It's still only about a 1,500, not even, honestly, it's only about 1,000 gold lead. But those 2 dragons, and we're looking at an Ocean Soul. So this is where the game starts to get a little bit more funky, because you've got a Cassante, a Poppy, and a Blitzcrank. That Ocean Soul to keep them alive in teamfights could be massive.
And right, I mean, they are playing like a poke composition. They're going to be fine if they can just back off and chill. TS would enjoy it for the same reasons, to be able to sustain back up after they do get whittled down a little bit. Do find an avenue to use Herald in mid. Is it going to turn into a turret? We're far past plates being available, so only going to turn into a bit of pressure for the side of TS when Cube, who has maintained like a 20 CS lead this whole time, is going to be able to take a turret for himself. So first turret going to be picked up by WE. More waves being denied in top side. Everything is still just going WE's way.
This is great to see from WE. Again, we're talking about this team being a potential, you know, playoffs dark horse. They came in, had a 4-0 start. Did have 2 losses, though, in the most recent memory against, you know, not some of the greatest teams, I would say, in our league. I'd say OMG is definitely one up there, but losing against TT hurt very much so. But for the moment, we kind of owning this map and owning the kind of pressure and presence around both mid and bot, having those 2 towers down. And you can see with the Azir going top, they might be able to get that turret as well. This poke is really starting to hurt.
Yeah, now even Hung, can they catch him out?
Can they catch him out? That is the question, and the answer should be yes. He's just going to be isolated out. Tien will pick up that kill. Let's see Cube going in onto Wayward. Wayward taking a lot of damage. Needs to be very careful with how he wants to take this fight. It's a trade of turret for turret, but a kill over to Top Esports. They try to bring back this gold as they've fallen down to about 2.5.
And they're trying the best to force something to accelerate the pace of the game.
Here we go. They're looking for a flash onto Iwandi, who does nowhere to go. 3-2 now into the kills. Nice little picks, and this is what we're talking about. When you got the Ahri, you've got so many tools available to you to try and get that single target CC down. And now Cube might be in a little bit of trouble. He's still a Cassante, though, and still absolutely busted. We see Azir looking for a little bit of a flank, but I think he got caught out.
I think the biggest thing there is, why is Iwandi and even Cube so far forward when your Varus is just bagged and your Azir is like hard pushing to enemy tier 2? Yeah, they just opened themselves up for the pick. They had no business being there because their wave clear had just recalled and gone back to base. And honestly, this might be what TS need to have a bit of a chance. Finding picks like this, we're going to go, I'm sure, all the way back here. Hung, trying to clear out Vision and I guess just ult them away, make sure that no pressure's put on this mid lane turret with the fact that Blitzcrank and Cassante are still heading back from base. But then we're going to see, right? They're going to keep pushing. We're not going to get to see the egregiousness.
No, not quite. But I mean, look, like I don't even have that much of a problem with Hung getting caught out there because, like, you can tell that he just wasn't prepared for everyone from all sides to come in. I'm going to stop myself because he should be fine, actually. He has the rest of his team with him. But he just wasn't expecting everyone to kind of just be in at all angles where his Keeper's Verdict has the least amount of value, I suppose. But we'll come back and see a just over 20 minutes into the game. About 2,000 gold lead now for WE. Second item's kind of completed for a lot of the side of WE, and that's kind of where the gold lead kind of situates itself. With having the Mirror Mana upgraded and now the Nashor's Tooth, this Shanks Azir is going to start to become a very big problem, especially with the range difference you have over so many others on the side of Top Esports.
Yeah, like you said, the range difference, even the top side, Cube having a full Jack show completed, so he's up over WE. So Top Esports, they know they're falling behind. Risky. They know this game's going to be hard, so they're feeling pressured to take a risk. Potentially try to bait out a fight because Shanks had just started moving down. And I believe he walked over a ward in River, so they knew that.
I mean, it's hard for them to go for this Baron or any kind of play like that, but I'm going to say, stop myself, as here we go. There's this ultimate traded, nothing hit by the Poppy as the Ornn has no health. He just got obliterated. Does end up getting out with his life. Cube trading back his health bar as well. WE will survive. They will have Wayward go back, but he hasn't got a TP this time around. They're going to try and start this one off, but with the poke coming out from Hope, you have to be very careful of this.
And now with the Cassante TPing in, and he's going to be on a path to cut off their retreat.
Yeah, it's risky. Oh, my lord. That Baron literally helped out Top Esports, getting the knock up right there. Jackie Love flashes away, does not get hit by the hook. But now WE might go for this Baron fight as well. No.
I'm a bit surprised because there, I think for WE, you looked a bit split. It looked like the four members of WE wanted to keep running TS down. But, like, one or two of them splintered towards the Baron. Cube looked like he was going to, like, just try and cut around and meet up with his team. So it didn't look completely on the same page in terms of they probably could have cut the Baron right away if they wanted to, like, keep forcing a fight and try and get that one down, use Cube to zone them out. Or maybe even been a bit more aggressive with the engage with the fact that Cube had Flash, and a lot of Top Esports members don't have Flash up.
Could have been a bit more aggressive. They will secure themselves Soul Point. They get themselves 5 minutes away from a potential Ocean Soul. We talked about how having that available to you to just deal with all this poke for the side of Top Esports would be invaluable, but they have not had a look in around these Dragons at all. They look back towards the Baron. It feels like Top Esports are recognizing they're really in a tough spot. You look on the other side, it's Azir becoming a monster on those side lanes, pushing him in, just constantly having the wave clear. The poke from the Varus is only going to be able to be tanked up by the Ornn. No one else really has those kind of stats, and this is getting harder and harder, so Top Esports maybe feel pressured to go for something a little bit more desperate.
Oh, they know they need to. I mean, they can feel themselves just being choked out by WE. W and me are very much alike. They're like that old driver that always drives
out people.
No, they're that old driver that always drives 5 miles or kilometers or whatever under the speed limit, and they chill and they want to be as safe as possible at all times because they think, you know, they don't want to go in an accident. Not that they want to go out in a cool way, like dying in a volcano or something. But point is, they're like that, and it's going to be slow and steady. And even fights like the last one, where I really believe they could have pushed to the furthest extent, it just seems like they're happy. Probably going to wait out this next 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Luckily for us, TS are probably going to continue with that desperation that you talked about. And again, they know they need to and try and force a bit of a fight or a pick themselves. With Wayward already being here around mid, it kind of shows us that, leaving bot lane to its own devices.
Yeah, okay, quick item update. You got the Jack show coming in here. The Ornn has gone for the Radiant Virtue. It's a curious one for me as well, the Radiant Virtue, because yes, obviously you get the extra health from when you ult and stuff like that, but because you usually ult from so far away, it doesn't feel like an immediate, we've seen it with Vi's and such, and oh, I'm just gonna stop myself. Hang moving in towards this top side. Rookie's been caught out, and Rookie should be killed off. He has Flash, he has Spirit Rush, but he does not have any health, and that's going to be a quick little kill. Now with Rookie dead, WE have lost very little. They can go straight for this Baron.
Yeah, going to start making their way over now, but still being conscious of TS really being able to funnel them in. Like we're going to see. Call of the Forge got into Moonlight Vigil, can do quite a bit of damage, but with Q playing off to the side, it's going to be impossible.
I mean, it's going to be difficult. They're going to move in. The hook goes wide. Iwani doesn't have that one there. Now they're going to turn and burn for the fight. The steadfast presence right on the Mark. Mark is so low. How does he going down? No, not quite. How does he not die? But it's been a trade of top laners as both the supports get out with sub 10 HP. There's no way that this is a one-for-one trade. And honestly, at the end of it all, that's a great move from Top Esports. They stop the Baron and they trade one-for-one. That's a win.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like WE had such a good position there, especially with where Cube was. Still, I'm sure we're going to get a replay following up on the Kazakhs kind of ulting towards the enemy team instead of like bringing someone into the rest of yours. And yeah, just leaving it to where it's pretty much both top laners playing at a 1v4, and that ends up even, which TS are always going to take in this position.
We come back, look at the replay here, because again, the catch-out Rookie so well played here to pump up the step-out press. This combination is so crippling to the RE.
Really just can't do anything, can't dash it away. You even push her further back, and then having just enough range to be able to finish her off. As we're going to see here, I like the idea. Go towards the Baron, bait it out. You have Cube coming from behind. You have Iwandi up front. Misses the hook. I think you can hold that for a little bit longer, and then Cube brings someone into your team right away. He even has Flash to try and get behind Jackie Love and really force him in, so now you don't have consistent DPS, but two isolated top laners, that's how it goes down.
Yep, that is how it goes down. You're tanky until everyone else jumps on your face and takes you away from all of your team. But come back into live, and Top Esports hard forcing this one again. I think this is going to be our song and dance for the next few minutes. They want this Baron. They want to try and force WE into a fight now so it doesn't go later. 4,000 HP on the Baron. Down to about 3,000 HP. The ultimate from the Poppy misses. Now, are they going to try and go for the fight? Hen goes in!
Oh, no!
And stolen by the Varus. He gets it with the Q. They trade back the Poppy's life, but at the end of it all, they still need to get this fight. The Aphelios has been caught out, has been brought all out, and it's a double coming in now for the side of WE. They're going to get 3. Where do you think you're going? Get over here, Wayward, and you're brought right back into the fight with 30 seconds until the dragon spawns. This is WE with Baron and almost certainly Soul.
I mean, this is WE's game. All of Top Esports' hopes and dreams were put into that play, and the fact that Hope manages to swipe it away, and then they can finish winning out the fight with how big Cube is. That one stung. But hey, it gets WE exactly where they need to go. They're going to pick up Ocean Soul, so not only have more region for themselves, where Top Esports, we've said their comp really struggles to like stay on top of WE, but also denying it from TES, as we're going to see here. Keeper's Verdict doesn't answer anything, but let's pay attention to the Varus and how low this one gets. Because really going back and forth, Q into the and looks like Smite came out from Poppy in between it all. So Varus, Q, Smite into the E, manages to pick it up. And look, Cube still going at it on the back line. Iwandi peeling for a hoe. It's what leads to WE taking the fight as well.
We're just a couple of seconds away. It literally came off just after he's died from the flash for the Aphelios. And you feel like having the chakrams, if he's able to flash into Hope, he gets some, kind of resets going for himself, or at least with kills and the Triumph, it would be able to kind of make it much better. And WE, I mean, this is such a great look for them right now. And this is giving me 2021 summer vibes. This is giving me the vibes of that team which Shanks was a part of, that was able to kind of, almost make a victory run, almost make it through the regionals, played so many best of fives, and unfortunately weren't able to make top 4, but hopefully for this team, this is looking so much better right now. Honestly, looking fantastic in this Game 1.
Yeah, and they were a team who, like you said, I mean, have been on a bit of a downtrend and against some lesser teams, right? They beat a bunch of the bottom teams early on, but lost recently to TT. Didn't look like they'd be able to come in here the best of form. But maybe TS not being able to bounce back after a slaughter by JDG.
Yeah.
Always hard to bounce back from. I think especially when you look at the picks that ended up. Call of the Fortune going to come out first.
Hope goes golden to try and delay something. Then the Wayward gets kind of booted out of the fight. Great disengage here from WE, but you've lost the stopwatch now on Hope. 25 seconds left on this Baron. They haven't really gained a whole lot with it, if I'm being totally honest. They've only kind of gained the gold, and that's about it. So for now, Top Esports doing very well at just holding WE away. And the thing is that we might see a little bit of engage. Rookie gets caught out though by Steadfast Presence, trying to flash away, gets over the wall, bumps back in, tries to get a shutdown onto Hope. But you can see Shanks putting in work, putting in damage. Will he look to try and engage onto this one? Xi'an will go down. Rookie trying to do his best off to the side, but he knows he can't re-engage onto this. And look at the tanks on the side of WE. They're just not dying. They're just refusing to go down. And WE, despite getting caught out, trade 3 for 1.
I mean, WE at this point, they just feel so monstrous. Like, even if you find an initial way to get into the fight, how do you maintain against so much DPS coming out, against so much lockdown and, you know, like, zone control? Now going to be able to push through mid lane, take another turret. They should be able to get an inhibitor. I mean, you have 20 seconds of Jackal, 25 on Wayward. We'll see how much they value, like, tempo or reset coming through.
Yeah, no flash, no ult onto Rookie, which makes it exceptionally difficult for him to really kind of contest this one here, even with a cozy campfire and a fair bit of damage onto Cube. But again, still Cube, still doing very well. But I mean, this was Hope getting caught out and still WE coming out on top of the fight. Like, Rookie was playing it so well over the side of the wall, ducking and diving in between the red buff pit and coming back into the fight. But I mean, there's only so much he can do.
I was so like blown away that TES find the one angle, the one time where WE walk forward where they really don't have vision around to play for, and still get absolutely shut out. I wonder what it is that allows the Kazakhs to not find that kill, you know, even faster. But eventually Varus does go down, and then again it's just this heal, this like disengage and CC. Look at how much the Azir soldiers are doing to stop people like Jackula from being able to walk forward. Cube constantly throwing out those Qs. Jackal, you always have to be afraid of a knockback. And with Rookie having to flash back out over the wall, what more support can you really give? Throwing out, you know, a charm here, maybe a Q there, but that's not going to be enough to burst someone out, especially against, you know, the power of like things like the Ocean and this being fully online.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the ornaments will be nice. They will add a little bit of extra kind of oomph to it. Trying to see if I can remember. I think it's the oh my god, I forgot what it's called now. The Radiant Virtue is called the Primordial Dawn. I think it's very cool.
Yep.
Very, very cool. I don't think Duskblade Drakar changes that much. I think it's like Dathkar's Shadow Blade or something like that. It's not as cool.
Very close. Drakthar's Shadow Carver.
Okay, that's not too bad. And then Gale Force just becomes Typhoon.
Wait, is that really
quite
it?
Easy, actually. Yeah, it's just Typhoon.
You know, some of them have such lame names. Upgraded Arrow Pack. What is that?
Yeah, that's the what you call it? Oh my God, Rocket Belt. Thank you.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. It's just I still maintain that Jack's show is the best one because it becomes the unspoken parasite. It's so metal, so cool.
Some of them are just really cool in general, like Ceaseless Hunger for Gore Drinker.
Oh, that's cool, actually. I like that one. I know that the new Helia...
Oh, wait. We gotta look at Tien. I'm scared of
Tien. Tien's not part of this fight. It's a 4v3. And they've been able to catch out Wayward completely. Now Shanks picks up a kill. They flash in on the Jackalope. Where do you think you are going? Double kill here for the Azir with 4 items finished off the death cap just to join it in. And now Tien... Don't know if you're going to be able to get out of this one here. He is level 16, so should have some decent cooldown reduction on his ultimate. But, yeah, he's just going to bring them on a weird and magical journey. Cube off to the bottom of your screen is going to be starting off this Baron. And honestly, this has just been WE having such a great time of it over Top Esports. Top Esports picked a comp that needed to be, you know, much more aggressive in the early game. They didn't get it. It went late, and WE are going to win.
Yeah, WE going to pick up Baron. You know they're going to be able to win it on Elder. They're going to be able to keep up Prio for it. I wonder if WE even opt to go for it, right? Because there's an argument made, you see it a lot from teams when they're this far ahead, that you don't even flip it. You don't even, like, give a chance for, you know, Tien to go through some, like, extra, you know, dimensional portal, and he suddenly shows up under the Elder, and bam, Smite comes through, and it breaks all the logic of the game.
Like
you don't even risk it. Oh, never mind. They are going to go for it.
They are going to go for it. They're checking to see if they're kind of doing it. I will say that with everyone respawning on the side of Top Esports, they're right there. They haven't cleared out the vision just yet. Wayward has been spotted out for the moment. Now they know that Rookie and Mark are off to the side. Wayward, oh, I wonder, he almost kind of catching him out. There's going to be a great Ornhorn, a multiple. Oh my lord, that went down to 31 HP. Oh my lord, that went down to 31 HP. But now you have the Elder, and this should be the game-ending fight. Top Esports are going to have to try and defend themselves as best they possibly can. Jackulov running as far as he possibly can. Rookie will have his second death solidified by the breath of the dragon. And that is going to be an easy little... Oh, the way we're trying to TP to defend this tower, or I don't even know where he was TPing to be perfectly honest, but that's going to be pretty much the game. You don't really see Top Esports coming into this, but WE, bravo, really controlling this game pretty much from minute one.
Yeah, I mean, they had been so steady and stable. That's why seeing them go for that Elder play was so atypical for a WE team, but it just means they're going to be able to end this right now.
End the game if they can. They will see Wayward going in for a little bit, but again, just a fantastic Emperor's Divide as Shank shows it's a little bit of a team gap. And WE, yes, they run a 2-loss streak, but they are not to be underestimated, and they take the advantage over Top Esports.
Yeah, they take the advantage. They're going to be able to come through with a win. And yeah, things are going to look pretty interesting going into Game 2. So, even though I know we're not that far behind, so it's going to be kind of nice to be able to very quickly go in with the momentum and the knowledge that we have in